now let's move on to the next speaker. And in addition to the bond side, that's I think another very important role for individual is as a potential grant or subsidy receiver. And one specific idea is around the UBI, universal basic income. If with universal basic income, and we can just really address the inequality issue, but how to do that in a more efficient and effective way. And I would like to invite Anna Stone from Good Dollar, who can just share with us of their project and innovation. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me here today. Really excited to be sharing the Good Dollar project with such an esteemed group here. Give me one moment and I'll pull up my short presentation for you. One second. Technical difficulties, of course. Shoot, guys. Okay, here we go. So let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Great. So, well, I can't see my screen, so I hope you guys can. Quickly, I'll tell you a little bit about Good Dollar and we're doing. So Good Dollar is a nonprofit that's focused off of using blockchain technology to deliver a distributed basic income coin, okay? What that actually means is how can we use decentralized finance or value that's stored in smart contracts to actually create and distribute at scale a small daily amount of human being, ideally to every human being alive. So it's actually a real take off of Marianne's discussion, which was about how do we create citizen-centered finance with the actual wealth and capital that actually currently exists in capital markets. So how can we think a little bit different about value creation and value distribution and value circulation in a way that is a bit more human and citizen-centric, access as the goal, okay? So Good Dollar is actually a nonprofit that's the corporate social responsibility initiative of a company called eToro. eToro is a capital markets trading platform like E-Trade, like Robinhood, which really has the same mission of how do we democratize capital markets for people. And the mission behind Good Dollar is really, if financial inclusion and financial access is the goal, how can we design products that are based off of the new class of assets, which we believe are digital assets, and actually expand the number of users of those currencies, knowledge and access that people have when we think about digital, okay? Really well-educated groups, so I'm sure I don't have to go through this definition, but income, it means giving a periodic cash payment to individuals unconditionally and unity. And when we're talking about it within the context, actually providing is a crypto asset, actually giving crypto to people in a regular recurring fashion. In the Good Dollar ecosystem, you actually receive basic income in a daily cadence, okay? We're really tackling, I would guess, SDGs 1 and 10, focused off of reducing poverty and also reducing inequality. This is a statistic that I know is very widely used, but 1.7 billion people remain unbanked. And what it means is that mobile connectivity has not actually translated into finance. And what's more than that is that for all the hype that's been made around how blockchains and public financing are going to drive inclusion, we actually still don't see that happening yet either, right? So the reason or the behind what we do is actually thinking about how can we design a product that has inclusion at its goal so that every single person that does have an access to an internet is able to claim the good dollar asset, onboarded into the digital asset class about Ethereum or Bitcoin or created or enter into more conventional capital markets asset classes as well. So the idea here is actually, again, the why. What's the challenge that we're coming to solve, right? So the challenge is that all around the world, whether it's in the United States, but certainly in more emerging, with communities that are in recession, what does that mean? It means that the people are there, the services are there, but what's missing is the money. There is not enough money in circulation to stimulate the economy. We see this now actually as a fallout of the coronavirus pandemic. We see governments facing this constantly, and they're wondering, the people are here, the goods and the services are here, but the challenge is that a recession that they don't want to spend, that there's not enough funds coming in. And so what has actually been the goal or the solution that certainly a number of governments, such as in the United States, but also here in Israel, deployed? The goal has been to promote economics that's actually put liquidity directly into the hands of people. Let's actually give money directly to people because we know that that will stimulate the economy and stimulate collaboration in commerce. Within our context, we're thinking about it as follows. Communities in recession, we know that stimulus that we've seen as a result of the pandemic won't last forever, right? I believe that there is a real role for giving money that then they can use to collaborate around. And so there's a number, so we see good dollar coin as to be a complementary currency that enables people to hold it, to use it to transact. And of course, ideally, the idea is that as more and more people hold good dollar, as more and more people use good dollar, acceptance improves, so it will be accepted by more merchants and vendors, etc. But the more utility it will have because it will be more widely convertible into dollars or euros or pounds or Kenyan shilling or whatever the local fiat currency might be. This is actually where we really, I would say, we merge nicely with central bank digital currencies, because ultimately the vision would be that good dollars could one day be converted into whatever local central bank digital currency may be. The idea is that it's the simplest crypto application to use. So I actually will take, if I can, I'm going to try to show you guys the app and show you how easy it is to use it. I hope so. So this is actually my bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to claim my daily income. So I actually claimed mine today. I claimed it 3 hours ago, but this is the app. And then you'll see that based off of yesterday, today I actually received dollars that was delivered directly to my phone. Now to the fun, always on everyone's mind. How do we pay for it, right? So this is why I was excited to see Marianne is the idea is to take a proven economic model similar to a social impact bond or an endowment model and use that to fund a reserved-based basic income currency, okay? So I would love anyone who's interested to learn more about the mechanics, I'm happy to go through it with you. But the idea is that Good Dollar is a wrapper that wraps around different non-bank savings protocols, okay? So a user can lock their capital in a protocol the same way they deposit their savings into a bank. Those funds are used for to be loaned around, right? So the staker earns interest. The interest that's generated off of that moves into a reserve right here, which is a monetary reserve that backs Good Dollars. And over time, we slowly leverage the number of Good Dollars that are minted relative to the amount that's in the reserve, just like national currencies and just like banks. But enables us to have, excuse me, don't know what just happened. What enables us to create a sustainable ecosystem. So people are earning a market return for staking or saving their money. That interest is used to back the Good Dollar basic income coin. Good Dollar, people receive their interest payments back, and there's a portion of that interest that is used to be distributed as basic income to people on Earth. And so the idea is that as we scale up the amount of capital that funds the system, the more valuable basic income we can serve to the people who are claiming it and using it. So the goal, of course, this is ambitious for a product that actually just launched yesterday, but the goal is income economy that's actually able to serve billions of people. And the idea is because we're serving both sides, actually both sides of the user. So there are people who are able to receive Good Dollar. This is money directly, and they're able to use it for local commerce, while at the same time, we're incentivizing the people who have the capital to lock and save their funds via Good Dollar and to earn their yield, to earn interest on it while knowing a financially sustainable human-centric economy. And so I'd say, what are our next steps and some of the challenges that we're dealing? Scale the savings features. We also are looking for people to work with on impact studies, and we want to increase the number of places where people can spend their goods. But I want to show you guys one thing before we finish, which is I'm off the cuff that we launched yesterday, really true. So I'm going to show you our data. So since when we launched yesterday, what you see here is that there are over 177 people that have signed up and started to and have claimed their first Good Dollar. We've distributed 184,000 Good Dollars. Each Good Dollar is worth less than a cent, so don't worry, we're not breaking the bank here. The idea is that this will scale over time. But the really interesting thing, and my favorite part here, is actually the map. See that we already have intent claimers from over 30 different, okay? So the idea of Good Dollar is actually meant to be a fully global payment token, okay? So the idea is that we will end up with people who are holding Good Dollars from all of these different countries. And with that, I believe that I'm well over time, and I would love to see anyone after the event to follow up and share more about what we're working on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so after using Good Dollar to achieve a basic income economy, and that's the move to the